Kristen Stewart is opening up to people about why she came out when hosting Saturday Night Live in 2017. She says, in quote, "It was less about sharing the details of my relationship and more so acknowledging that there are people that don't get full access to being alive because they're hiding. I've had conversations with people I've known, loved, and trusted, and still do, who thought your career would go better if you didn't go outside holding your girlfriend's hand." And I was like, so you want me to live a partial life, and you want me to uphold and perpetuate and sustain a system that excludes people, and I just can't do that. I know that's right, mamas. I know that's right. It would be so much easier for her career wise, especially as far as um, continuing on the trajectory that she was career wise, if she would have um, stayed in the closet or been a little bit more mum about her sexuality, kind of like a Queen Latifah, like where we all know she's like openly LGBTQ, and we kind of like we just like, okay, she's just there. It's not a big deal. Um, but she still, I don't want to say she hides it, but she kind of, talking Queen Latifah, by the way. I don't want to say she hides it, but she's very mum on it. She's private about it. Which might stem from the generation she came from and her being black. But anyways, back to Kristen Stewart. As far as Kristen Stewart goes, she was the poster child for this certain type of soft femininity, I guess you could say. This very, very mundane, quiet Bella Swan esque vibe. And ever since coming out, I feel like she's been able to kind of have a more diverse pickings of roles, if that makes sense. Like, you would have never been able to tell me that Bella Swan would have been able to play one of Charlie's Angels. And yes, that movie did bomb, but I feel like that movie shows her range and shows that she can do more than just the kind of stoic teenage rom-com sci-fi genre that I felt like a lot of us saw her in at the time, or were introduced with her in. And not to say that, me, the first time I ever saw her, Miss Mom was in Zoothora. Fun fact, I feel like a lot of people don't really talk about Zoothora, but long story short, that franchise, I feel like, really overshadowed her. That franchise became bigger than her as an actress. And I feel like post coming out, her career has been able to take different forms. And come on, it was kind of like the Jodie Foster of it all, where like you were like, okay, you're bi at best. So when she came, and I'm not trying to speculate on nobody's sexuality, I'm not trying to pigeonhole her or whatever, but I'm just saying we were all kind of like, it gives a little gay. You give a little gay, mamas. It gave a little gay girl. Those of us that were part of the community, we called a spade a spade. We could spot it a mile away. It wasn't very hard. But I'm proud of Miss Mamas, Miss Stewart, for living in her truth, because she sacrificed a part of her career by doing so. I mean, even if you want to get into it, for as far as today is concerned, looking like a JoJo Siwa. She came out, did the whole "Thou shalt not lie, thou shalt not cheat." In her career, went a certain kind of way, which partially might be because she was doing a little bit too much. But now she's with a whole ass man, playing straight house or sexually ambiguous house. I don't know. I'm just saying it does affect people's careers, and specifically with this JoJo Siwa situation, case in point, you see she's kind of pushing back or pushing herself back into this straight archetype. But long story short, congrats, Kristen. You did what you need to do, and we're proud of you, mamas.